Hello everyone, I am Squallcasting. This is StarCraft 2. Gonna be good times. This video was sent to me by Incubus here. I believe I featured one or two of his games in the past. He is a gold level Protoss. Thanks Incubus for sending me this game. He's going up against Zorian, who he said was a friend, who is something like, what was it? Platinum/Diamond. So somewhere in the middle, he is some alloy of Platinum and Diamond. And you may have noticed that this recording started at around 55. That's because this was done from a peak mode version map, where it's basically an observer mod for this map, so that way other people can watch games and people can go against each other and discuss strategy and things of that nature. So now Incubus did warn me that this game is really long, so I'm actually going to speed this up just a little bit until we at least get to the juicy parts, because it's a long one. Wow, my camera can't even keep up, man. Look at that. Okay, so yeah, we got a barracks going down. Zorian looks like he's opening with some gas, so could potentially be some sort of Banshee play. Maybe I'll just slow it down to 2 times, otherwise I'm going to miss all the opening stuff. We got a gateway and a gas. How typical. Computer frame dropping because I'm going at double the speed that I normally do. It can't handle animating the game this quick, apparently, and also recording. But in any case, Zorian is gonna scout in. We got an orbital command on the way. Got a reactor going onto that barracks, and another refinery already. Interesting. So, I don't know what he's gonna do with that. Why is there text above everything? Is this like an educational version of the map? There's no text above this barracks. Oh, okay, I think it's slowly fading away. I guess it's like, this is what it is. So if you don't know what this game is, you look at the text. But there's no text here. Why isn't there, like, Cybercore or Gateway or... I don't understand. Why? Why is there text? Someone explain it to me. Anyways, already got a Ghost Academy going down. That's pretty interesting. Incubus is going for a Twilight Council. Okay, there is text there. It's just really hard to see. I'm positive that text wasn't there before. I don't understand this game. Anyways, Zorian is getting a lot of Marines, starting to get concussive shells. Interesting. He hasn't even made a single Marauder, so I don't know why he's researching concussive shells yet. Getting a Ghost already. Could be he wants to be able to do lots and lots of EMPs. EMP is pretty good. Although it's not as ridiculous as it used to be, because the radius of it did get nerfed quite a bit. Ghosts overall actually are a lot less potent than they used to be. I remember, I think it was like 6 months ago or something, where like Zerg, against Terran, they'd be trying to get up to Brood Lords and all this kind of thing, and the Terran would just make like 30 ghosts and snipe all the Brood Lords out of the sky. And that's why now, instead of dealing 40 damage, it is 25 damage or 50 damage against Psionics. So they're still good against like High Templar. And then the EMP got nerfed just a little bit, so they can't EMP and like wipe out the energy on 50 things all at once. Incubus is expanding, and why are these colors weird? Okay, there we go. I guess the game registers them at the same color, so they're both red on the mini map because it's an observer map. There we go. So Incubus is black. Yeah, you don't see these colors too often, but and oh boy, Zorian is pushing out, got a pretty big attack, and a slow it down to the regular speed. Incubus, what does he have in the way of upgrades? Absolutely nothing. And here we go, Guardian Shield does go down, mitigating a lot of damage. Force Fields separating some of the units, not doing too much, but Zorian isn't microing back or anything, so those Zealots dealt a lot of damage. But now that all the Zealots have evaporated, Incubus pulls back a little bit. Another random force field going down, but it looks like Incubus will be able to hold. A few more reinforcements for Zorian do come forward, but Incubus is continuing to warp in units. You should be able to drive us away eventually. Probes do come into the battle to help soak damage and drive things, and deal damage too, I guess. Marauder goes down, but wow, Incubus is definitely having a rough time holding this off. And Zorian just continuing to attack and attack. Units getting rather red as they do continue to use drugs so they can attack faster. And yeah, he's just continuing to rally units across the map. Incubus chrono boosting the gateway so he can get units out faster. Would love to see... Oh, he has charge. Okay, that's what he's got. Cool. And yeah, he will be able to drive this away. Even though Concussive Shells is active, a Zealot Charge temporarily negates that. And yeah, looks like Zorian is going to pull back for the time being. How many... Oh no, it won't let me bring up my normal things because there's more than one person in this game. Oh. So I can't find out how many probes died. I think I saw 6, 7, maybe 8 in that group. Something like that. That's very sad. And oh, Templar Archives on the way. I was wondering why Incubus had gotten that fire cancel. I guess he did get the charge. But charge lot, High Templar is pretty awesome. And it does look like he managed to keep some sentries alive. No, these are new ones. Those are new ones, yeah. I was hoping he'd manage to keep the sentries alive so he could continue building up energy, but not the end of the world. Zorian is just turning into macro mode here, adding on more and more things. As we can see, there's 2 reactors going on as the game helpfully lets us know this is a reactor. And yeah, you can even mouse over the reactor thing. Allows 2 units to be created simultaneously. Yes. What does it say about Tech Lab? Oh, I can't click on it there. Oh, whatever. Zorian is moving down here to expand. Hasn't yet made that into an orbital, but no doubt will do that quite soon. First 2 SCVs decide to run back to the main base because they're too impatient for this to land. And some mules do head on down. Orbital on the way. And you know what? I'll just speed it up again just a little bit because, well, I know this is really long. Storm is researching. And what other tech things do we have? Not too much. We got infantry armor level 1 on the way. Ghost Academy isn't researching anything. Looks like the Ghost energy buff or thing was researched at some point. So when Ghosts spawn, they come out with a little bit more energy. 25 energy. More. So they come out with 75 energy so they can EMP immediately. Which is pretty nice. High Templar used to have an upgrade like that, but then Blizzard realized that being able to warp in a High Templar and instantly storm was just a little bit too good. So they removed that. Probably a good decision. Now Protoss need to warp in the High Templar a bit more in advance and position them a little bit more conscientiously rather than just warping it in and instantly having a storm to take out lots of stuff. Scan forward. Looks like Zorian is thinking about pushing once again. I think I'll slow it down for the battle. Oh, preemptive storms much? But, yeah, I guess he was worried that Zorian was going to be trying to come up the ramp right then. But here we go. Zell's charging forward. Huge storm going down, cutting apart a lot of the units. Zorian starting to kite back now so he can deal with those Templar better. And looks like Incubus is going to fall back for the time being as those Templar have no energy left. Wow, did they get... I think they got EMP'd, seeing as their shields are all gone. Yeah, and their shields are all regenerating at exactly the same rate. They got EMP'd. EMP is so good, man. So go-to. Looks like we got Zorian going to drop into the main with a bunch of stuff. Incubus is going to need to warp in something. And Incubus needs to respond. Incubus. Dude. Dude, there's stuff in your base. Killing your base. You should probably run up there and save your face. There we go. Incubus going to move up with those Zealots. Those charge on in as they are known to do. Few coming from the other side to pincher them. And, oh, wow. Getting like a Zealot surround, I guess. And, oh, is that one? Oh, doesn't quite get the last medevac, and it gets out with a full group of units. Only 5 hit points left. Definitely a bit of a lucky break for Zorian there. So, speeding things along once again. Zorian continuing to add on buildings. Definitely knows how to macro quite well. I do love seeing that. Never want to end up with tons and tons in the bank. Incubus not macroing quite as well, but not a huge deal, and definitely has an excess of gas. Would love to see him just warp in tons of High Templar. Now, it looks like, though, he started to make them more so into Archons. There we go, a lot of High Templar coming in there. And it looks like he wants to move out, morphing in a few more Archons. Does he have any upgrades? He's only got the 1 armor upgrade. How sad. I would have loved to have seen more upgrades. Zorian, on the other hand, has 1-1, and looks like we got another battle here. Here we go. Zealots charging forwards, because what else are you going to do? Incubus kind of storming his own units, but also hitting all the medevacs, but more storms going down. Those were not the best position storms ever. That's okay, and I think he's still got a few more storms ready to go. All the bio has been healed up, but even medevacs took a lot of damage. Looks like Incubus is going to fall back. Zorian wants to drop once again. Incubus seems to have an inkling that this could be occurring as he's pulling back or just getting into a more defensive position. There are a bunch of Zealots ready to go, though. The unloading starts, the Zealots charge in, and they're just going to kind of spawn camp units as they come out of that medevac. Zorian does react in time, though, managing to save a few units, and then gets on out of there. Main attack coming up the front. Archon's moving forward, starting to blast everything apart. Storm's going to... Wow, really nice Storm. Dealing a lot of damage to those units. Force field pinning in the bio. But Incubus really needs to get some Zealot support here, because all those Stalkers are just dying, man. There we go. A bunch of Zealots do warp in, and they are starting to engage in. Some of them on coffee break, as always. And wow, this base has been going for a little while now. I didn't even notice that going up with all the action. But Zorian still trying to micro away, killing a lot of Zealots. And Incubus having troubles kind of gathering his armies together. Needs to get these Zealots in on the action. I mean, I know they're there to protect against drops, but Incubus does finally clean this up, though, and it looks like Zorian, good presence of mind, pulls the medevacs away. Will hopefully repair those, otherwise those are going to be so vulnerable to feedbacks. You know, another orbital command coming, as the game informs us. And yep, okay, we'll speed it up once again. Zorian just continuing to macro up, getting 2 upgrades now. Incubus has 2 armor, I believe, but nothing else. Would really love to see him get more upgrades. And there we go, starting to get +1 attack now, so that definitely helps. But I am hugely in favor of always having 2 forges. Hugely in favor. Heck, I'd almost even be in favor of 3 forges. Except against Terran, that's not quite as necessary, I'd say, just because you have to worry about EMPs. And if your shields get EMP'd, your shield upgrades do nothing. So, and here we go. Looks like our robotics bay about to finish up, but this third is about to die. That's a lot of stuff. So many probes going down. That's just awful to see. And Incubus definitely will not be able to save this base. Nice snipe by Zorian. We'll see if he tries to continue to push forward, or if he's just going to kind of sit back for the moment. How much stuff does it... Incubus has a pretty beefy charge lot force here. And I suppose the armor upgrades is more so his charge lots are super durable, and then he relies more on the Templar to do the damage. That's kind of an interesting idea. Here we go, though. EMP goes down. Charge lots wrapping around everything. Some storms, a lot of storms going down, not quite hitting exactly what they wanted, but there we go. Everything is getting cleaned up. Medevacs are dying as well. Nicely played by Incubus. One goes, did cloak, but he ran out of energy, so now he's dead. Never say die. Oh, man. Ghosts are awesome, dude. So Incubus looks like he's going to go for a counterattack. Could potentially take a base, since he lost a base. Wants to equalize things if possible. Going to head up here into the natural, or not, just pull him back and pull him forward. And there we go. Charge lots engaging in. Zorian trying to get up the ramp so he can bottleneck. Incubus wisely falls back. Nice storm, singeing a lot of units. And this natural is now in a ton of trouble. But Incubus's forces are getting split up. He needs to gather his forces together and fight as one unit, rather than losing all of his Archons. While his Zealots hit the command center. But looks like he's trying to get them together. That Archon goes down, lets the Zealots through. Another nice storm goes down, deals some damage to the Zealots as well, but that's okay. They're Zealots, they don't care, man. And Zorian definitely in a bit of trouble at this point. Incubus looks like he's going to send a small detachment down to deal damage to this base, while the rest stay here. This one Archon, being a boss, screw it. I'll take you all on alone. I am Jackie Chan reincarnated. And I do have to say, a Jackie Chan Protoss would be pretty awesome. But he does eventually run away, and looks like he's going to go for it. Taking out the medevacs, charging forward again. Oh, and Zorian tucking himself into possibly the most perfect position ever. Those Zealots just can't get in to engage on anything. And Zorian trading really cost efficiently at this point, but Incubus might just have a little bit too much stuff. Another storm goes down. Production is being camped, and I think Incubus is going to take this one. Looks like, but Zorian's expanding What? When did this happen? Oh, I need to watch the mini-map better. But, okay, so Incubus has lost his main, losing all of his tech. Zorian also losing all of his tech. Oh man, I need to remember to look at the mini-map a bit more often. And looks like we're just going to have a good old-fashioned base trade here. Zorian is not lifting off his buildings. He really needs to do that, honestly. Unless Incubus just runs away. You're going to go try to save his base? Like, oh, at least leave a few things there to take out. Okay, I guess there's a single Archon there, but it's going to take him a while to kill everything. And okay, he wants to save this base, which makes sense. Zorian expanding down here. Making a PF, definitely a wise decision. If you're in one of these situations, you know, your ability to stay alive and keep buildings is kind of more important than having mules, I would say. And it being a planetary will protect it against roving zealots and things of that nature. Looks like a bunch of zealots just kind of scattering around the map now, trying to take out this one. They do get the SCV there, but Incubus might lose this Nexus as well. That's definitely a very bad position to be in. And yeah, so Incubus... I'm not sure where he's going to send all his probes. Maybe over here. No, not there. Maybe here. I don't know. Oh, he's going to expand there. Zorian dropping bases kind of everywhere. And who has the better army right now? I mean, let's take a look at the unit count, because... Okay, 11 Zealots, 3 Archons, 4 High Templar against 20 Marines, 6 Marauders, 5 Medevacs. So, I feel in a straight-up engagement, Incubus's force might be stronger just because of the Archon splash damage and High Templar. But if Zorian micros really well, he could potentially, you know, deal with it. So, yeah. And oh, Medevacs. Run, Medevacs, run. Don't get sniped down. Yep, they do get away. Excellent. And, yeah, so... bit of an awkward base trade scenario, but that said, Zorian has a lot of production buildings left. And Incubus is having to restart from square one. Doesn't have anything. He has assimilators, but they don't help his tech tree at all. Okay, well, time to speed it up again, because they're both in rebuilding mode. Zorian floating a command center around will follow this command center's journey as it gets blasted by psionic shockwaves. But looks like Incubus wants to go for the base once again. Definitely a good decision. But that leaves his base here very exposed. We'll see if Zorian tries to capitalize on that. Oh, we got some fighting here. And, oh, Zorian's microing pretty well. But every time those Archons shoot, they deal so much damage. Nice, the Archons flank around and they take out everything. And looks like Zorian will also lose his entire base. So speeding it along. Looks like he's just going to rebuild here. And, yeah, both players essentially resetting their tech. Did Zorian start building anything higher tech based on what he had left over? Nope. And yeah, Zorian not moving a starport. I mean, yeah. If you're tearing your buildings, you have the ability to fly. So, fly them away. Fly them away. Looks like Incubus tried to break into here, but that planetary is just a little bit too strong. He's going to pull back. Looks like he will be able to snipe off this base, so that was definitely a good result for him. Base is forced to lift and fly away, making an orbital here. Kind of a weird position, but we don't really care, but it will be forced to lift off. Those zealots dealing tons of damage. It will be forced to lift off. It's going to lift off any second now. At any particular moment, you will push the L button and cause it to lift off so that, oh, never mind, he saved it. It's all good. And wow, Incubus making the most dense base layout I've ever seen. This is urban. This is the Protoss version of Urban Sprawl, man. These Archons, if they want to get here, they're just like, dude, I have to go through so much. I don't even think the Archons can get there. They might be able to slip through there, or no, I don't. Yeah, if Zorian just drops back here, Incubus is pretty much screwed. Incubus, though, doing a nice job in the economy war, has a second base up here. Zorian still has a starport left over. And this factory, I'm going to scout because factories are always for scouting, apparently. And Zorian has rebuilt a pretty decent force. Incubus does see it. He knows what's up. And big battle. I'll slow it down. Nice storms going down. Incubus managing to retain those High Templar. They have lots of energy. Here we go. More storms going down. Those ones don't do too terribly much. But at the very least, it's forcing Zorian away. He's still trying. Another storm goes down. And this force definitely starting to look a little bit threadbare as it's really damaged. Zorian, though, he's like, you know what? I hear drops are really good, bro. So I'm going to drop your base. And will Incubus see this? Oh. Oh, that's someone's observe cam. Incubus. There. Did he see it? I don't think so. Oh boy. And these medevacs gonna cruise around. Who all is in this? Oh, a decent number of people. XO Pretty Boy. I'm not sure what to make of that name. But Zorian gonna drop in here where nothing can get back. Incubus will be forced to warp units in here if he wants any chance of saving this. And is he moving his army back? No, he's just kind of leaving it there, and looks like he's just gonna run everything. I don't know about that decision. Warping in some zealots now, and Zorian picks up and runs away. Okay. I don't know what he saw that made him think, I need to run right now. Run! And Incubus is like, thanks for just leaving voluntarily. Works for me. Incubus is going to push down here once again, but wow, that's a lot of stuff waiting for him. Zealots charge forward, wrapping around a lot of the force, but looks like Incubus only has one High Templar left. Oh. Yeah, I don't agree with his decision to take those two High Templar and make them into another Archon. I'm assuming that's what happened. When you're in these weird situations where your ability to reproduce units is kind of shot, energy-based units are your best friends. You know, like, if a Zerg can go into some weird, goofy base trade situation with, like, 10 Infestors, that is gold. You know, they're the unit that keeps on giving. And Incubus sacrificing a few Archons and falls back. You know what I would like to see Incubus do at this point? Make some Dark Templar. And, oh, we got another drop going on here. And Incubus is just not really able to deal with that, apparently. Warping in some zealots there, but I don't know why I do that. I mean, you got tech here, man. You don't want to lose that. You're starting to make some Colossi, so I guess he's waiting for those. Interesting decision. Could be he just wants to move heavily into Colossi tech, so he's fine with sacrificing the Templar Archive. The Colossus do not have range. Oh, that's a bit of an awkward engagement to go into, but Zorian decides to run, even though I feel like he probably could have taken out at least one of those Colossi, seeing as they did not have range. And it looks like Incubus is finally going to gather his army together and go for it. Zorian, though, picking up and running away once again. And this time probably a good decision, seeing as Incubus has his army back here. And wow, Zorian is just a beast of remacroing, man. Definitely ahead of his opponent's supply, although not by that much. Incubus does have quite a few Archons, and they just take up a lot of supply, and Colossus, of course, take up, what, like 6 supply? They take up a lot, man. Yeah, every Colossus pretty much needs a pylon dedicated specifically to it. I think pylons give 8 supply per pylon, so I'm pretty sure it's 8. Yeah, I feel really certain it's 8. Yes, I'm going to say it's 8. Hopefully I'm not wrong. But yeah, pretty much every Colossus needs a pylon dedicated to it. And I just noticed that Colossus have ears. Colossus have elf ears, man. Look at that. That is an elf ear. It's like a mechanical elf ear. Why do they have that? I don't understand, but whatever. Both players just continuing to remacro as best they can, and let's speed it up again, folks, because it's not over yet. Zorian continuing to build stuff. I'll just try to watch the minimap. Looks like he's sending around just a hit squad of stuff to kill outlying structures, and that can be good. Could potentially find some pylons and supply block Incubus. And here we go. Oh, big engagement! I should slow it down. Okay, I'm going to back it up. I never back it up usually, but I didn't see that entire army moving down. Okay. We can see how this engagement happens properly now. So here goes Incubus, High Templar, and Colossi together. Say goodbye to your bio army if you don't micro. Here we go. I think there's 1 or 2 Vikings in that mix. Big storm's going down, but not hitting too much of the army. And Zorian with a fairly damaged force because he's stimming. Oh, really good storms there. Wow. Those forces are getting so damaged. These medevacs are also getting really threadbare. And Incubus continuing to push forward as best he can. Does he have more storms ready for us? Come on. Storm. Or just make Archons. Okay, throw down a feedback. That works too. Feedback is also a satisfying spell. Because you just see this BLAM! Boom! Works for me. And Zorian definitely struggling a little bit against this Colossus tech, but what's this? Oh, it's just a factory. Never mind. But apparently Incubus wants to take it out, so he's going to fall back. And just continue macroing on up to Robo Colossus with High Templar and lots of charge lots. That's pretty terrifying. So I guess let's take a quick stock of the upgrades. So he's got 1, 2. Zorian has 2, 2. And yeah, they just not restarted upgrades. I don't blame them in the slightest. This is just such an unusual position to be in, so, you know, it's very understandable to completely forget to, you know, get upgrades going down. Looks like we got another drop going on here. Gonna kill off a few probes before the Colossi arrive and go, hey, sup? And laser lance the Marines apart. Why would laser lance? Does that name for that attack make sense? I mean, it's called thermal lance. I get that, but like it looks like lances going out and slicing things. So laser lance, yes. Whatever, man. Incubus looks like he might be pushing again sometime soon, or maybe not. I'll try to watch the minimap better. Black is one of those colors where it's hard to see it moving around on the minimap. Like, it just kind of blurs into the background color a little bit. So I'll just follow this army so I know when there's a battle going on. Looks like we might see another base trade. The Incubus is coming down here to kill this. Zorian's going up here to kill this. And we'll see if Incubus decides to pull back or just goes for the throat. For the moment, it's kind of hanging out, and oh, here we go. Lots of damage being dealt. Those medevacs are really, really weak. This bio, though, have lots of health left, and is Incubus just going to go for it? Is he going to try to defend? He's pulling probes, so he might just go for it and re-expand, or the probes are just going to meet up with his army and just be like, and just hang out. That works. They hung out for a moment, and Incubus losing his base. Oh, the Robo Bay and the facilities are exposed, but Incubus does arrive. Hopefully you will. Oh, Incubus, come on, dude! Don't lose your Robo Bay. Don't. Your facility. No. Oh, starting to lose them. Not responding quite in time. Will he get them? He does lose the facility day. He does lose the bay as well. So these are all the Colossi he's going to have for quite a while now. Here we go. He's trying to engage in, but his base design is working against him because Charizards have hard times getting into narrow spaces. Colossi, though, can definitely do a lot of damage. Oh no, some Colossi getting caught out in the open. A terrible situation, but really good storms go down and feedbacks on the medevacs as well. Finally cleaning up that Bioforce. What does Zorian have? He's down to 22 supply. Incubus definitely coming out at the better end of that bargain. And Zorian's actually completely mined out here. He's rebuilding a base here, but if Incubus attacks, he can just kill him now. Whenever he chooses to attack. At any moment now, he could move out 4 times faster. As you can see, those Archons look like they're dancing, man. It's like, oh yeah, or something like that. Anyways, Incubus moving out. That orbital does finish. It doesn't get to do anything. And Zorian comes forward with 4 units to try, and doesn't GG, but it's okay because it's an OBS map. And that's it. And, oh, okay, looks like these are going to be the next 2 guys. Peace T versus Incubus. But, in any case, I'm going to stop it here. The replay itself was like 3 hours long. And I don't want to cast for that long, because that would be actually insane. So, well played by Incubus. A bit of a goofy game. But goofy games can be a lot of fun as well. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video.